Bloodthirsty stars Lauren Beatty as Gray, an indie singer who's having visions that she's a wolf. When she gets an invitation to work with notorious music producer Vaughn Daniels, played by Greg Bryk, at his remote studio in the woods, she begins to find out who she really is. This is written by Lowell Boland and Wendy Hill Tout and is directed by Amelia Moses. It premiered on VOD today after a successful run in the festival circuit last fall. It's a genuinely creepy film, mainly taking place in this one isolated house out in the middle of nowhere. While the setup may feel a bit familiar, Moses does a great job of building up tension among Gray, Vaughn, and Gray's girlfriend Charlie, played by Catherine King-So, who joins for the session. While Gray and Charlie have a very loving, affectionate relationship when we first see them together at their home, that begins to change while they're away. During recording, Vaughn senses Gray has a completely different side to her, sensing there's more to her than just visions, and urges her to tap into that side. The thing is, there's something clearly off about Vaughn, who was rumored to have killed a fellow musician some time ago. His behavior is clearly eccentric, crossing boundaries, sometimes ignoring what others have to say, and having a sense for the theatrics. When he's confronted early on about the other musician's death, he claims she killed herself, though he doesn't make the situation better when he takes out an unloaded gun and reenacts it for Gray and Charlie. Despite giving off some bad vibes, it is through his urging that Gray begins to find that spark that she was looking for, though not without disturbing Charlie, who wishes to leave. And while we all know it's inevitable that something's going to go wrong by the time the recording session's over, Moses does a solid job of ratcheting up the tension with some solid direction. Even though the film goes for the slow burn approach, I still found it to be pretty engaging, especially thanks to the performances of all three actors. Beatty does a great job of bringing out the obsession that's deep within Gray, and while Charlie's role is a little more thankless, mainly just acting as your typical concerned significant other, Catherine King-So does a strong job of elevating the material. Bryk was probably the best of the bunch, with his off-kilter performance being the most intriguing, with his theatrical body movements and scene-chewing delivery being fairly entertaining. It becomes a little obvious where we're headed with his character, but he at least makes it fun to watch. As for the werewolf scenes themselves, the film finds a nice balance between not overdoing it, while also not using them so sparingly that we're waiting way too long in between sequences. When we do get them, they can be genuinely chilling, with some top-notch sound mixing that will send chills up your spine whenever the wolf attacks. One thing worth noting though is that if you're an animal lover, considering what type of movie this is, you may have a hard time getting through this. I'll leave it at that. I found the movie to be pretty decent overall. I think what holds it back from being even better, though, is that the third act doesn't quite hit as hard as it should have. The film did a great job of building up suspense, and we know it's going to lead to something, but it stays at that same energy level in that last act, and it doesn't completely feel like the result of 70 minutes worth of build-up. It does lead to a conclusion that I'd say is technically satisfying, and it's not intentionally ambiguous or anything, but I think it could have done so much more, and it could have done so without coming off as tonally jarring or anything. That being said, it's not a bad movie, and I thought it did a good job overall of holding my attention, even if parts of it felt a little predictable and familiar. It's by no means a must-watch or anything, but if you're in the mood for a good old-fashioned werewolf movie, this might satisfy your appetite. Bloodthirsty gets a 6.5 out of 10. So, let me know, did you see Bloodthirsty, or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Did you find this scary? You have a favorite werewolf movie? Let me know in the comments below so we can discuss. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching everyone, and keep having fun with film.